Hi, how are you guys? This is Kim and this is Amy, and we're going to read to you from the Urantia book. Okay, but first we got 365 Days of Walking the Red Road from Terry Jean. And today's February 2nd. Happy Groundhog Day. So today in pagan cultures they call this Imbolc. You know about Imbolc? Imbolc is when we start to notice that there's more light and there's more and there's more change in the weather, and it's starting to get maybe a little bit brighter and a little bit warmer. Not
Specifically
today, though.
not today.
Not today, though. But in generally speaking, statistically, it is actually a couple days, couple degrees, maybe like just not very much, but a little bit warmer than it was like a couple weeks ago. Yeah?
No, we've had different Minnesota.
Well, it's Minnesota though. But I mean,
But yeah.
generally.
Mm-hmm.
Generally. Okay, and generally. Thank
so
you
maybe
for the
we'll
coffee.
start. Yes, so maybe we'll start seeing an improvement in people's attitudes and people feeling more, having a little bit more vibrancy and energy.
I think so. I think we see that. We will see that.
Because it's just, without the light, it's so depressing and hard, and everybody's still trying to, hopefully most people are getting caught up from paying off Christmas debt and holiday
things
debt.
like that. Yeah. So there's this time for hope.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Hope, I think, is the feeling of Groundhog Day.
And those that are in the numbers, it's 2222.
Bingo. Yep. 22. 2 is the number of partnership, of recognizing the other. And we say, hello, other. How are you? What are you? Yeah. Cooperation, duality. What is that other? What is that thing that's not me? There's a thing that's not me? What could that be?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're at. So that's wonderful. Okay, so we're gonna honor Hopi culture today. The Hopi tribe, the Hopi reservation, is actually in northeastern Arizona, and it's surrounded. It's like a smaller enclave inside the larger Navajo Nation. Although Hopis are not Navajos. Hopis are Hopis, but the reservation is surrounded by the Navajo reservation. Okay? Within Arizona. Right? So we're going to read what they have to say. Okay, do you want to do that? Hopi adage.
Lose your temper and lose a friend. Lie and you lose yourself. Oh, that's beautiful.
Very true. Also, we're talking about kinnick. I'm looking up, what is kinnick? Okay, so this has a complex etymology here from the Unami Delaware. This word derives from the Unami Delaware and also from Ojibwe and from Proto-Algonquian. The Ojibwe word ginnig means to mix something animate with something inanimate. So
that's cool.
Yeah. So it's and what they do is they mix. It's a mixture. Sometimes they smoke it. Sometimes it has some little meat in there. Sometimes it has. Yeah, no, for real, it does.
No, that's so weird.
And berries and leaves and some herbs and stuff, and it's kind of. Sometimes they can eat it, and sometimes they will smoke it.
That is so very different.
Yeah. Yeah. So different tribes have different mixtures of things that they will. Not all tribes put the meat in it, but some of them will. Okay, go ahead and read that one about kinnick.
A mixture called kinnick is typically smoked in peace pipes by Native people. Kinnick is a mixture of various plants and herbs, including sage, white clover, bearberry leaves, and mullein leaves.
Okay, there you go. So every tribe can have its own type of kinnick. Okay. All right, I'm going to scooch closer a little bit Okay, and then our next thing we're doing, we're going to read a little bit from the Tao Te Ching. Okay, and we have the Ralph Allen Dale translation of the Tao Te Ching, which I enjoy a lot. And I enjoy it a lot because of the imagery, the black and white photography in this. I'm going to show you an image today of trees in wintertime in a field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I love the black and white imagery because it represents the interaction between yin and yang, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and today's reading is about relativity, number 2, and of course it is 2222.
Mm.
Okay, we know beauty because there is ugly. We know good because there is evil. Being and not being, having and not having create each other. Difficult and easy, long and short, high and low define each other, just as before and after follow each other. The dialectic of sound gives voice to music, always transforming is from was, as the ancestors of to be. The wise teach without telling, allow without commanding, have without possessing, care without claiming. In this way, we harvest eternal importance because we never announce it.
Wow.
We just let it happen, let things change, and it's just life is this always this kaleidoscope that's emerging, and we make such mistakes when we try to harness a moment or harness this and try to recreate this and make this happen over and over again. And you see that in this film Groundhog Day when Bill Murray's character is trying to recreate this moment with Andy McDowell over, and he's trying to make the same kind of magic happen, and it doesn't happen, and he can't catch it, and he has to learn to just accept what is. He has to learn to accept just Groundhog Day is just Groundhog Day, that he's able to spend some moments with Andy McDowell, but he can't control when he's finally able to release that control is when the day is able to move forward. It's able to be February 3rd. It's so beautiful. It just makes me cry.
Some of us,
he's so frustrated.
If it was anybody
about,
else, we might be there forever because some of us don't know how to link.
Well, it's like you have this image of him being there, living this day over and over for this eternity, just being stuck there because he's trying to capture something. He's trying to get something. Mm-hmm. He's trying to capture this moment, and you can never.
Well, you just
it's like trying to hold water in your hand and trying to, and you're thirstier and thirstier, but you can't hold it. You can't control it. You have to let it flow. But when it does, it's able to, refresh you and replenish you. Yeah.
When I think of that, I think of Steve Carell in Dan in Real Life. It was so profound for me.
Oh,
because I was raised that you plan everything to a T. Well, when you plan, nothing goes as planned.
Nothing goes as it's planned.
And so the sentence was something like, we're so busy making plans that none of us have ever thought on allowing the plans to surprise us.
But that doesn't mean that you should not make plans.
Right.
Because what he does with that day, he learns that he has to be there at a certain time to save the person's life who's choking, to save the boy who's falling out of the tree, to help the couple, fall in love again so that they'll, renew their, or get married, because that's, so he knows that he should be there, how to make the most of this day. And he has to learn that. But, he has some plans with that, but it still is, every time it's a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Like the kid falls out of the tree and it hurts his back, but if he, you know what I mean? Different things, but he can't He can't keep the old man from dying.
Yeah, he can't control.
He can't control it, but he's got to learn to optimize his choices also.
Mm-hmm.
And what's really striking to me about this passage as well is that we know good because there's evil. So we can almost be thankful to something that's not right for allowing us the opportunity to fix it. See what I mean?
Because you learn to appreciate what you have in the times that you don't, the people and the things. And when you've been lost in the dark, it makes you value and appreciate and see the good in things that you weren't able to before.
Right. So you almost are appreciating the darkness, right?
Mm-hmm.
For teaching you to appreciate the light. So everything is this,
works together.
It's so beautiful when we really contemplate that. Very, very wonderful. Okay,
I love the shiny pages.
I do too. I really enjoy this book a lot. I'm looking forward to sharing more of it with you.
I'm obsessed with books.
No, tell me. Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
I have the.
I've had to get rid of books over the years because,
Yeah, I have to. Yeah. Okay. Anyway. All right. Let's keep going. We're going to read from the Urantia book now. We have
7.
Nope, we're on
6.
section 6 of paper 35, the local universe sons of God. And we're talking about the Verandadak sons, also known as the Constellation Fathers. So these are beings that that rule over our constellation. So those are subdivisions of the local universe. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to start us off, Amy?
The Constellation Fathers. At least 3 Verandadak are assigned to the I don't know why I thought there was an L in there. Assigned to the rulership of each of the 100 constellations of a local universe.
Okay.
These sons are selected by the Creator Son and are commissioned by Gabriel as the most highs of the constellations for service during one decamillennium, 10,000 standard years, about 50,000 years of Urantia time.
Right.
Wow. The reigning Most High, the Constellation Father, has 2 associates, a senior and a junior. At each change of administration, the senior associate becomes the head of the government. The junior assumes the duties of the senior, while the unassigned Verandadak's resident on the Salvington worlds nominate one of their number as candidate for selection to assume the responsibilities of junior associate. I got lost.
Okay, so they have a rotating governmental system, right? So there's
Okay. All right. Thus, each of the Most High rulers, in accordance with present policy, has a period of service on the headquarters of a constellation of 3 decamillenniums, about 150,000 Urantia years.
Okay. Well, yeah, that's awesome. So I don't know if you've seen the Foundation series. Have you ever seen?
Mm-mm.
Okay, that's Isaac Asimov. So they're making all these great series about these different sci-fi stories. But anyway, the ruler of this vast galactic empire, they're called Dawn, Day, and Dusk. And what they do is they clone each other. So the older one is the clone. So there's the oldest one that's like a senior advisor. There's the middle one who actually rules. It's named Day. And then there's Dawn, who's the youngest one, right? Who's in training. So, but they're clones of each other, but they have this cycle of leadership. But these guys aren't cloned like we would think of it, but they have they rotate in rulership of the that's really interesting. Okay, that's a cool way to do it.
That'd be weird because dusk is my favorite time of the day, and to have to switch to being day or dawn, I'd be like, ugh.
Well, dusk in the Foundation series is the one that's closer to death, and he's there to advise, like his, you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Ready for that yet?
Well, no, that's what I mean. Well, yeah, I like dusk as my favorite time of day too, but day is the ruler as is now, and then he has as an advisor the guy who's dusk, who's already experienced rulership, and then they're also the two of them are teaching Dawn, the one who will be ruler later after day gets old and dusk dies. See?
Mm-hmm.
And they know each other intimately because they're actually clones of each other. But each of them has different things to deal with. But anyway, so that's, and they credit the stability of this empire that's lasted so long with this stability because this rulership has been so stable like this. Okay. So they have a system kind of like that too. Okay, I'll go for just a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, the 100 Constellation Fathers, the actual presiding heads of the constellation governments, constitute the supreme advisory cabinet of the Creator Sun. This council is in frequent session at universe headquarters and is unlimited in the scope and range of its deliberations, but is chiefly concerned with the welfare of the constellations and with the unification of the administration of the entire local universe. Okay? Makes sense? Okay.
When a constellation father is in attendance upon duties at the universe headquarters, as he frequently is, the senior associate becomes acting director of constellation affairs. The normal function of the senior associate is the oversight of spiritual affairs, while the junior associate is personally occupied with the physical welfare of the constellation. No major policy, however, is ever carried out in a constellation unless all three of the Most Highs are agreed upon all the details of its execution.
Okay. So whenever we hear the Most High, or in the scripture, when you hear, oh, this came down from on high, we're talking about this level of divine authority. Okay. And I don't know. Okay. Should I read the rest of it, or do you want to read more?
Go for it.
Okay. The entire mechanism of spirit intelligence and communication channels is at the disposal of the constellation Most Highs. They are in perfect touch with their superiors on Salvington and with their direct subordinates, the sovereigns of the local systems. They frequently convene in council with these system sovereigns to deliberate upon the state of the constellation. The Most Highs surround themselves with a corps of counselors, which varies in number and personnel from time to time in accordance with the presence of the various groups at constellation headquarters, and also as the local requirements vary. During times of stress, they may ask for and will quickly receive additional sons of the Verandadek order to assist with the administrative work. Okay, Norlashadek, your own constellation, is at present administered by 12 Verandadek sons. Okay, so Norlashadek is our constellation, and it's administered by 12 Verandadek sons. Okay. So during times of stress, they may ask for and will quickly receive additional sons. So when things get difficult, there's help for them. And I think right. What's always striking to me when we talk about this order of beings, okay, is the legislative function of rulership rests with the creator sons. Okay, so they make the creator sons and their staff will create the laws that govern the universe. The judgment rests on the next level, the veranda deck level, the constellation level, and the administration, the carrying out of these orders, and the little tasks of how to carry out those orders are on the administrative level. So I equate this with our compare this with our own system of government, where we have three supposedly equal levels of government. Yeah, right. But it's all it's goofy because the administrative branch, which should be the branch with the least amount of power and authority, has assumed the most power and authority, whether the legislative, who is supposed to have the most authority, has the least in our country. So that's what's really that's what's interesting to me about it. I was just pontificating a little bit about this, and do you have any more thoughts about that? I was talking about how there's the three levels of government here in our local universe, and the legislative is the highest function. That's at the universe level, at the Salvington level, and then on the constellation level is the judicial level, right? And then on the lowest level is the administrative level, where the president would be the executive level. Okay, but in our system of government here, the top and the bottom are flipped. So that the executive has the most authority, and the most energy in government goes toward that, and the Congress they can't do anything hardly. They can barely get the budget passed, or and they're fighting and they can't get anything going on.
Yeah.
So and nobody is interested in them really anymore. They're just
there.
They get paid for playing golf. Kinda. And just
Yeah, I have no comment about politics.
Yeah.
I just
think that's interesting. So when
I have my beliefs, I don't share them.
Okay, well,
I like how this is.
Yeah, I like how this is, how our book is. Okay, so tomorrow we'll be back again. Okay, we're gonna put the bookmarker in there, and talk to you guys later. Thank you very much.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye.
And